quick look at this drawing. Any idea what it is? Yes, a couple of shaky lines in there. And of course, it's a wobbly jelly. OK, try this one. Watch this. Again, a couple of shaky lines. And now, this man is shaking like a leaf. Good effect, isn't it? And you know, it works with absolutely anything. If you put a couple of lightly drawn lines around the outside of something, it makes it look as if they're shaking and wobbling. So, OK, let's try it in this cartoon. Here's Jack climbing up the beanstalk like in the famous fairy tale, and he's high above his house in the clouds, and in fact, he's so high, it's really windy up there, and everything is shaking and wobbling. He's blowing in the wind. The beanstalk is shaking and wobbling, and just put two lightly drawn lines around the outside edge to make it look as if it's all shaking. Well, eventually, Jack gets to the top of the beanstalk above the clouds and discovers the giant's castle. And the giant shouts out, "Fee, fi, fo, fum," and other giant things, and his voice booms out so loud that the whole castle shudders. Now, again, a couple of lightly drawn lines around the outside edge of things to make it look as if they're really shuddering. Yes, of course, Jack doesn't react very well to that. He starts to shake like a leaf, and again, two lightly drawn lines on the outside edge, and he's shaking and wobbling. Well, eventually, the giant starts to chase Jack, and he chases him all the way down the beanstalk. In fact, the giant is so heavy, the beanstalk starts to wobble and shake, and so does the giant. He shakes with anger. So again, two lightly drawn lines around the outside edge. Well, Jack gets to the bottom of the beanstalk first, finds his axe, and starts to chop at the beanstalk, and it starts to shake and wobble, and eventually the whole thing collapses, and the giant goes through Jack's house, and the whole house itself shudders. So two lightly drawn lines around the outside edge there, and the whole house is shuddering. But don't worry, the house isn't shuddering at all. In fact, it's Jack shuddering as he wakes up in bed as the alarm goes off. Yes, it was all a nightmare. And just a couple of lightly drawn lines around the outside edge of the alarm clock to show it's shaking and wobbling. Try it yourself. Make things shake and wobble in your cartoons with shake and wobble lines.
Oh, what an effective drawing tip. Two lightly drawn lines around the edge of something to make it wobble. You see, it even works with words. It's great to make things wobble. It's wobble-tastic. Whoa.